welcome to episode 222 of the Campus Comics Cast, as we are still coming down from our Halloween sugar buzz to bring you the pre-orders for comics generally shipping in January of 2026. This is Scott Reed. I'm joined in this episode by
Mike Atchison.
And I cannot believe we are already talking about 2026. This year has just flown by.
Yep, sure has. It's already November, and
yeah, we're recording this on November 4th, and it feels like Christmas is just right around the corner, and we haven't even made it to Thanksgiving yet. So, but do you have your Christmas tree up already, Mike?
Oh no.
Okay, good.
We've been
I had
way too busy.
well, not a disagreement. It's a strong word with my wife. I disputed with my wife. She claims that most people already have their tree up, and I'm like, no. By most, that would mean 51% of people have their tree up. I cannot believe that 51% of people have their tree up. So yeah.
Yeah, I seen our neighbor across the street has theirs up, and my niece. My wife was talking about how our niece already has hers up. So no, we're usually Thanksgiving weekend people.
Yeah, that's kind of like the unwritten rule in our home is after the family leaves for Thanksgiving, that is the earliest that we can put anything up. So.
And yeah, that seems to be a better option, but hey, to each their own.
That's right. So, hey, speaking of Halloween, one thing that we did learn this year is that you do not pass out just any comic book from your collection to any of the trick-or-treaters. So if you missed the news, there was, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details, but I think it started with a Bleeding Cool article, and then I saw it pop up on Reddit where somebody was passing out comic books, and I guess they were just going through like a box of old comic books that they had. And I think it was they were either were a store or were a store owner at one time. And one of the books that they passed out was a Grendel comic book, and apparently it had full frontal male nudity in it. So they were arrested and put, I think it was a $20,000 bail. Is what it was for passing that out. So yeah, so be careful. For those of you who pass out comic books as, for the treats on Halloween.
Stick with Richie Rich is what I say.
There you go. That's right. So, I don't know. You got anything else you want to add, Mike, before we just dive into the catalogs?
No, I'm just, I'm ready to look. At least it's almost to the point where I'm struggling to find stuff that really catches my eye. So I'm hoping to get ideas from you or from any of our listeners that have made recommendations, because I still want to read a lot of comics, but I don't know if it's the marketing or what, but it's not grabbing me right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, I just think every year at this time it gets slow and then it speeds back up when we get early into the next year. So I even think the December catalog is going to be a little light, and then, maybe January, February it'll pick back up, especially leading into the summer, and then it'll gradually start winding down again. So
yeah.
But we'll see what happens. So
we will.
All right, next phase. I actually do not have anything in next phase until page 87.
Well, I have on page 18 something from Ahoy, and I've seen this solicited individually, but it's Ancestral Recall trade paperback, and I talked about it at some point, or maybe you did. I don't know if you got them.
We did, and I want to say I ordered and maybe have the first issue of this series. I don't know if I've read it yet or not.
Well, it's by Steve Orlando as far as the writing goes, and I'm sorry, it's Jordan Clark. Steve Orlando gave a testimonial to it, but I don't know anything about the creators. I remember the solicit blurb kind of intriguing me, but now that it's in a trade paperback format, I think it's something I would like to get because it'll be a complete story. It's basically a painter named Melvin Waring. His wife just disappears, and he has to call back on black figures of all time to kind of save her from the futuristic Modern Living Corporation. So that reminds me is if he's calling back on actual historical figures, that's like a Kid Eternity power from way back in the 40s, in Fawcett Comics. So anyway, it's a complete story in this trade paperback, and it's 120 pages for a reasonable price of $18.
Yeah, I would have swore I read that, and I'm like flipping through my pile of recently read comic books, and I am just not seeing it in there. So either I filed it away already,
Yeah.
or maybe I haven't gotten to it to read yet. But I would have swore I read that. So yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I can't find it right now. So
okay.
we'll just move on.
That's all I have up until DC.
Okay. All right. Well, then on page 87, and this is something we usually don't talk about, but they're doing something a little different. So we have this, it's this little newspaper called the Comic Shop News. They're actually hit their 2000th issue, if I'm reading this information right, because it comes out weekly, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it is, yeah, 2000 issues. So they are actually including starting in let's see, yeah, starting in January of 2026, they are bringing back the Team America license. So my
Oh
first
yeah.
Team America stuff was there was a Marvel comic series back in the I don't know, probably either late 70s or early 80s. And now they're going to have it looks like maybe like a 6-part series
Yeah.
inside of Comic Shop News. So if you are, interested in Team America, you may need to talk to your local comic shop about adding Comic Shop News to your order. I think these things are like dirt cheap, so they're not super expensive. So, but I just thought that was kind of interesting that they are now expanding to, this is a licensed product, and they're adding it into the newspaper. So,
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I pick those up if I see one at a shop that I'm in. Just for a quick read through. It's a nice little throwback to the day where everything was, when things were in print and not everything was online.
right,
But it's a casual read. You can kind of see what's up in the industry. So that's cool. I didn't notice that it was their 2000th
yeah.
issue. Very nice.
All right. So you said you're into DC.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Yes.
have very little in DC because it is primarily still KO, and I just don't really have anything to say about KO. So
Yeah, let's see here. I have DCKO3, and the only reason I am, I guess I'm a sucker for this, but I read DCKO1, and it had much more story and substance to it than what you might have predicted. And so I'm not completely throwing in the towel now. I don't need the tournament. I'm not filling out the brackets, like it's March Madness, but I am interested in the story, and I'm gonna get this issue. This one here is again written by Scott Snyder, and the art's by Javi Fernandez, and it's tournament. It's gonna have some battles. The first issue didn't really have any battles. It was
oh,
just
okay.
sort of a prelude. So I'm not buying any of the tie-ins or anything exclusively for that reason. But I'll buy if it happens to be something I'm buying anyway, maybe. But no, I'm gonna get these tent pole issues, however many there are. I think there's only 3 or 5 or something. But anywho, that's all for me on that. Then you said you only have one thing in DC?
I got a couple of things in DC. My first
Okay.
thing is on 105.
Okay, I'll throw out 102 first. And it's the Absolute Wonder Woman number 16. I only mention this because it looks like the debut of the Absolute Zatanna. So, another new take. I find these to be kind of interesting, and I'm not buying any of the absolutes, even though we just had that episode covering the first several
Yep.
issues of those. But I am reading them on the app, or I will be. But yeah, I'm anxious to see what she's like in the absolute universe. So
Do you
on to you.
do you think they will keep the backward spell casting?
I don't know. I hope not. Kind of. I just I don't want. I mean, I like that they kind of veer away from what you're expecting. So I hope it's something that's like, oh, cool, that's different.
Yeah.
Because magicians typically they need something to channel their
Right.
spells.
Their
Whether it's a
gimmick.
wand or
Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully it's something different. Maybe it's sign language. Who knows? Could be cool like that.
Okay, 105. I was just going to mention this as probably the worst named villain of the year. We have Absolute Green Lantern number 10, written by Al Ewing. And they're introducing a bounty hunter named Goldface, which wasn't that the villain in Michael Scott's uh, movie that he did on The Office?
I
Something
don't.
Midnight, or yeah, I think maybe it was Golden Face. But yeah, that's a terrible name. That's just
But you
yeah.
know
I
what?
don't know what.
That goes back to the Steve Englehart Green Lantern back in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, really? So that's a
Goldface
previously
is.
existing villain.
Yep, yep.
Ah,
Goldface was a
okay.
villain in the mainstream DC.
So does that predate Goldfinger?
Oh no,
Or
I
does
don't think
okay?
so.
So
No, no, I don't
all
think
right,
so. No.
okay.
Yeah. Now you got me wondering just how far back. I wonder if it's got a who's who entry. And you know
Speaking
what
of
the gimmick? I mean, because it's Goldface, because Green Lantern's
mhm,
weakness to yellow, the
yellow,
color
yeah,
yellow back then. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say, you saying who's who. I just saw a post. I think it maybe I can't remember if it was on Facebook or Reddit, but it had a picture of the Atomic Knight, and it said, "Who knows this guy from Who's Who?"
Yep.
So it's like, hey, I could name him from the picture because I
Yeah.
saw him in Who's Who. So
Yeah. That's right.
I think I'm not till 1:30 now. So
All right. That's. I'm not sure why I put Superman Unlimited number 9. Maybe just because to say I'm reading it, and it's actually I read Superman Unlimited number 5 a couple days ago, and
mhm.
I'm really liking it. Slott just has a knack, I think, for writing. Uh,
Oh, I know why you put it is because you have the all new prankster.
ah,
That's
maybe.
probably why you picked it as a first appearance, potential first
Yeah.
appearance.
Okay. I'll go with
But go
that.
ahead on
Yeah.
Superman Unlimited. Yeah.
No, it's just it's good. It's Dan Slott. I mean, I never had read anything by him probably until his Silver Surfer, and man, did he not knock it out of the park with that. So, yeah, I'm continuing to read that. I feel like it's a Superman stories that aren't necessarily tied to overarching industry or company events. So it's more easygoing and fun. Um,
Yeah, I'm
then I've
scrolling
yeah.
through DC just seeing if there's anything else I want to talk about before 1:30, and I haven't hit anything yet. So it's just some
Okay.
things I'm reading. Like Batgirl. I'm still reading Batgirl, and I can't believe they're putting out a Killing Joke facsimile whenever there's like 15 or 20 prints of
Oh
that
yeah,
already out there.
isn't it?
So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the truth. I wasn't
or
impressed with
or
the.
the Superman 75 facsimile edition
Yeah,
because there aren't enough Death of Superman comic books out there.
no
And
kidding.
they even just did like a 30th anniversary
That's right.
reprint of
Yeah.
that issue as well, and now they're doing a facsimile. It's like,
I think I bought like for a couple bucks from you one of the early reprints of that when you were down in Metropolis.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
probably the whole series, right? The
yeah,
trade, the little
it was a
trade.
trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But that's not my favorite era of Superman anyway, so I definitely won't be getting that.
No.
My next one's on 119, and it's kind of a bummer to me. I had to research this to see what was up, but I noticed that Wonder Woman number 29 is not written by Tom King, and the
Oh,
art is not by who has been doing it, Marquez. Uh, it's by Stephanie Williams and art by Jeff Spokes. Now Jeff Spokes, I like his art, but Stephanie Williams has not to be confused with Stephanie Phillips. I've liked
hmm,
some of the stuff Phillips has done, but not so much Stephanie Williams. And then I researched it online and found that supposedly it's not it's sort of an extended break that is Brett King's taking
okay.
while they develop the next story arc. So he had basically said before publicly that he wanted to do a total of 100 issues of Wonder Woman, sort of like what he did with Batman.
Batman, yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
didn't get to
yeah,
do it.
no, no, yeah, I got to like 86 or something. But
Yeah.
anyway, I put this down to talk about, but I'm not getting it because I've given Stephanie Williams more than one chance to win me over, and I was not I still haven't been. So
Yeah, I will probably. I've been reading Wonder Woman in the app, so I will probably read it in the app. But that might be a chance for me to jump off and just wait for Tom King to come back.
yeah,
Cause I can't imagine there'll be anything that happens in that 5, 6 issues that will be relevant, particularly relevant to what Tom King does after the fact. So.
exactly. Yeah. I got 123, and it's my last one in
All
DC.
right, still you.
So I can't remember if I mentioned Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia last month, but I didn't have it in my order list, so I'm worried that I forgot to even mention it on our discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But this is by Gabriel Hardman, writing and art, and he did the Earth One Green Lantern series. He's, I mean, these are three characters that, I mean, they definitely go together. I'm If I didn't mention it last month, I'm gonna have to find issue 1 because I didn't order it, but I will be ordering issue 2, and it looks really fantastic. I mean, it's kind of it looks like the cover art really he's channeling the Butch Guice art. It looks like to me, Jackson Guice
Okay.
from earlier versions of Jackson Guice had done some question stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
I, I'm looking at trying to figure out the size. They say it's a cardstock cover, but it's a black label book, so a lot of the black label books are oversized, but it's
Yeah.
not giving the size of the book, so maybe it's just a regular size black label book.
Maybe. Hope so.
Yeah.
I,
And I'm
it
assuming
tend,
it's black. I say black label because it has the black background, but
yeah.
it doesn't say black label any place
Well, now the
specifically.
Vertigo's coming back. I don't know what the future of Black Label's going to be.
130, we have a trade solicit for Batman Hush 2. And I don't think the final issue of that run has been solicited yet, unless I just missed it.
I don't
But
think it has.
yeah, because that's going to reprint, let's see, 158 to 163. And then, of course, the second issue of Chip Zdarsky's Batman is already out. And I don't think we've seen the final, maybe even the final 2 issues of Hush 2. I'm trying to remember, which ones I have and haven't read. And yeah, I don't remember. It's only 147, so that's not very good information there. I've got 161. I think is my most recent Batman issue.
That sounds about right for me too. I've been buying it, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't read any because I wanted to go back and read the original Hush, and then I
Yeah.
got about 3 issues into that, and I got distracted. A squirrel ran by, and I
There you
haven't
go.
been back. So I don't
But
know.
it's solicited for a March release. Now this is supposed to be stuff in January, so I don't know. So that's just
Well,
weird that they
it's
solicited
reasonable. It's
trade.
it's $20 for the soft cover, so
Yeah,
if you might be easier just to get that, or it'll be in the app too.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, like I said, it's just weird to solicit something that's not finished and we don't know when it's going to finish.
That's true.
And the series has continued on without finishing the story. So it's like if they had just kept sequential issues, we would have this situation where 164 and 165 are out and 162 and 163 weren't.
Right.
But I guess they get away with it because they went back to the number one with Zdarsky's run. So
Right. Right.
I don't know. I just not a big fan of that.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I think I'm done with DC. So
Got
my
anything
next
in?
thing's on 162.
Okay. I'm
So
good to 179.
okay, so 162. I think this is the first month where we've had Dynamic Forces in a catalog. Dynamic Forces used to be in the Diamond catalog, and this is the company that they produce special covers. They get books that are signed. They will do markups or remarks, or have a couple of artists who will do sketches on the cover of like on some blanks. So they are now back, and they're here in the Next Phase catalog. My only real thought on this is you have to be careful because sometimes if a book is particularly popular, they will solicit something that they're going to have graded or signed, and the book sells out, and they don't get the copies. I know this happened with like, when Punchline was coming out. It's like they had I can't remember if you could bought a graded or a signed first Punchline, and they never ever made it because it sold out and they didn't get any copies. So. So anyways, but if you're into the dynamic forces, the certificate of authenticity, that can come with some of those things, well, they are now back. So
I can't find that because 162 dropped me right in the middle of the million pages of bad ideas.
it was one. Let me see. It was one. Yeah, 162.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
What did I type in? Okay, there it is. Okay, gotcha.
All right, 175.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm going back to my childhood. So growing up, I had 3 cartoons that I remember particularly fondly from my childhood. One of them was the Saturday morning Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, all right, which I watched in the last few years again. It holds up really nicely. Then there was a cartoon called Black Star, which is awful on a rewatch. I cannot believe. I don't know what I was thinking as a child, but anyway, another one that did hold up was Thundar the Barbarian. So we have from Dynamite, written by Jason Aaron, art by Cooper Ball, a new Thundar the Barbarian series. So yes, I will be getting this. Yes, I am sad to say that Dynamite, as if they did not have enough variants, now has started adding mystery variant blind bags like some other companies have been doing. And you'll see that on several of the Dynamite books, that they have not only their regular variants, but a bunch of blind bag, which is all telling. I suspect it will just be their other variants, some of them just bagged, but I don't know. But if you don't know about Thundar the Barbarian, this has character and creature and designs by Kirby and Alex Toth, I think. So yeah, it adds some good chops for its creation. I think it only lasted maybe 2 seasons, but man, this was one of my favorites. So I am 100% in on Thundar the Barbarian, though I will not be getting the Rob Liefeld cover. Who once again does not have any feet on it. So.
Oh yeah, it's cover E. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there it is. So.
Well, I don't remember this. I know of this character. It must have been after my time of watching these things on TV, but
so it was 1980 and 1981.
Oh man, well I would have been in the right age to probably watch it. But by that time, I probably was busy with. Was it like Saturday mornings it was on?
Oh yeah, it was Saturday morning cartoon. So yeah, this is back before we had the cartoon networks and stuff. The only time you could watch cartoons, pretty much, was Saturday mornings. So
well, I would have been in my wheelhouse, but I don't know what I was watching instead. But I wasn't. It wasn't this. I see it's written by Jason Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Michael Cho cover. Definitely kind of a Kirby looking cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll just have to tell me if it's worth picking up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say it's worth it just because it's Thundar. So.
Okay. All right.
Ariel, Ookla, ride.
Now on the. Is that a saying from the?
Yeah, every single episode, Thundar says to them, yeah, Ariel is the female's name, and Ookla is the Wookiee looking thing.
Ride.
Yeah, ride, because they're on horseback, and Ookla's got like a 6 or an 8-legged horse. It's
Oh my gosh!
But it's funny. It's like they pan around because like a post-apocalyptic, okay, and like they'll show. It's almost like Planet of the Apes. You'll see like part of the Statue of Liberty out of the ground, or those interstate signs for Washington D.C. or they're all over the world somehow. I mean, you see stuff for like Paris and London, and it's like how did they get there? But on horseback, but they did. So
don't think too hard about it.
No, I try not to. So.
Well, the next episode of the Road Show is going to feature another barbarian.
Oh, must be Conan.
Yeah, That's right.
Okay, all right. So he's second class compared to Thundar.
That's right.
All right, I'm not till 254 now. So
I'm at 179 under Dynamite, and this is a one of those picks that I talk about because of my granddaughter. They both actually like A Nightmare Before Christmas, so I think I'm going to get this, The Shiver of Christmastown. It's a story from that universe, and I don't know much. It looks like the writer is that Torun Granbeck, who I want to say, did that person write Thor for a while? I just remember it
mm,
had like the writer. I remember thinking, wow, they sounds like they got like a Nordic name, Scandinavian name, and it seems appropriate they would be writing Thor. So
not that I remember, but that doesn't mean
maybe
anything.
and
So
maybe Catwoman. I think there's anyway that name
well, it's
sounded
he's
familiar.
listed Red Sonja, Catwoman, and Thor right there in the
Okay, there it
solicit.
is. Yeah.
So there,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, that's all I want to say about it. I wouldn't get it for myself, but I'd get it for the grandkids. 287 is my next.
Oh wow, okay, 287. Well, I'm before you then, so I was scrolling, but now I will type in the page number, and oh, okay. I had to think twice about why did I have this on here. So this is from Image.
What
All right,
page?
page 254.
Okay.
We have the radically rearranged Ronin Ragdoll's Adventure, issue 100.
Oh
And
my
you might be
gosh.
saying to yourself, where are the first 99 issues of the radically rearranged Ronin Ragdoll Adventures? Well, they don't exist. So what this ends up being is I had to read about this just a little bit. So this is in Kevin Eastman's comic book Drawing Blood. There is an in-story comic book called the Radically Rearranged Ronin Ragdoll's Adventures. All right, so they are now releasing a comic book based off of the comic from Drawing Blood. And
How
I also
meta
want to,
can you get?
yeah, and I also want to point out that this is the type of comic book that drives the collector who has a great inventory system insane
Oh, right.
because they're starting at issue 100. So it's like, okay, if they come out with a second issue and they go back to number 1, where do you put the 100? Do you put it in numerically? Do you put it in, chronologically?
Chronologically? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a little insanity. Uh, there you go. But that's obviously a play off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But I guess Eastman's allowed.
It's Eastman.
That's right. So, what do you got next?
287.
287. Okay. I got to find something, so why don't you go ahead?
Okay. Well, I just want to bring it. I've been buying this. I missed a couple issues, just my mistake. But Red Coat is still my favorite of these Ghost Machine uh, imprint books, written by Jeff Johns, art by Brian Hitch, and Brian Hitch is keeping up.
That's surprising.
It is. Uh, so he's got some help though in the
Mm-hmm.
interiors. It looks like here, but basically the main protagonist is this guy named Simon Pure, and it always opens up. You know what, Jeff Johns was always known for his opening quote by Wally West whenever he was writing the Flash,
Mm-hmm.
but in this one he does something similar by saying his name is Simon Pure, but I'm anything but. And he's definitely that. He's kind of a rogue, but he has a pretty good heart despite himself, and he's somehow was made immortal. He was a redcoat soldier from the Revolutionary War, as the title might imply, and these stories kind of jump him through time, all the way through the 18th, 19th, 20th centuries, and it's all leading up to this, everything that's happening in the current time and in the future of this universe. So this has been the one book that I've continued to buy. There's other ones like what's the one with the radioactive stuff? Geiger.
Geiger.
Yeah, the Northerner. There's other ones, but I've picked up a few trades here and there. But overall, it's a cool. It's one of the better universes that is being made up of out of whole cloth. So I've been liking how it's been coming together.
What do
I'm
you
good
have
till
next?
302.
302. Go ahead.
This is, this is one that sort of you kind of turned me on to this back when it first came out, and that's World Tree, and it's James Tynan the fourth and Fernando Blanco, and it is, to me, interesting enough to really keep you coming back to it, but also sort of deep enough that you need a reread once in a while. So I find myself kind of rewinding each time I get a new copy of, or a new issue. This is number 18. It seems to be doing pretty well. It seems like everything James Tynan is touching does pretty well. But yeah, it's unfortunately I don't have as many, like number ones that really are catching my attention. So
Yeah.
that's why I bring this up.
The only thing I want to say about World Tree is that they've expanded that story too much, and like there's a part of a storyline. I don't know if you're current on it or not, but that is into the future, and it's
Yeah,
just like, oh,
I know. Yeah.
why? And then you have like these giant, they're more fear-like characters. Fear being the sister that becomes the killer early on, or one of the killers early on, and there's giant versions of them that are running around in this post-apocalyptic world. And it's just like it's gotten a little weird.
Yeah,
I
I agree. I could have done without them taking that next storyline into the future. But one thing's consistent: the bad guys are always naked.
yeah,
Always.
and that's a series that I hope it's coming close to wrapping up. The way that it's going
Yeah.
right now, I'm not enjoying it, and for my computer comic, the future has definitely taken that spot over. So yeah, I definitely, if I get both of those in the same month, I'm reading the future is well before I read World Tree. So
Gotcha.
I'm on 314.
Okay, I got 309. It's the George
Okay.
Perez New Teen Titans Artist Edition. I never have bought an artist edition, but if I were to buy one for the hefty price of $150, it would be the George Perez New Teen Titans. Um, it's, I mean, it just is something that you can't really. I've got almost every reference book that ever came out talking about him and his work, but $150 is a lot. It's only
Mhm.
192 pages. I'm not sure. These things are pretty big, aren't they? Aren't they
Yeah, so
like
they're the same
oversized?
size as the original artwork.
Original art, yeah.
Yeah, so they're if they're that one, those would be half up. So like you basically take the size of a comic book, and 50% wider and 50% taller
Hmm.
is how that should be size wise.
Yeah.
Um,
But again,
so
it
yeah,
adds to the struggle of storing too. But
yeah, those are supposed
I,
to be like your coffee table type books, and
mhm.
I'm sure if your household is like mine, I would not be allowed to leave those out in the living
Oh
room on
my
the coffee
gosh,
table.
no, and nor would I if I had my if I had company coming over and my grandkids or something, they would be
Yeah,
ripping
set
pages
their
out.
drink on top of the cupboard.
Yeah.
Like,
Ah!
no!
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I would just. Matter of fact, maybe I'm gonna have to try that sometime. Get one of these and just put it on the coffee table for a few days, or for as long as see how long before my wife says, "What is that
Mhm.
sitting there for?"
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm good until up to yours.
Okay, so 314. So there is the trade paperback release of the Tin Can Society. I keep this list of books on my phone. It's like that I want to come back to,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to. And this title, Tin Can Society, is on my. I need to remember and come back to this list, and I can't 100% remember why, but I think it's because I've read the first issue. And I was trying to remember, well, what was the first issue about? So this is the one where you have this incredibly intelligent person who has a disability, has a severe disability. I think it's a physical disability, if I remember right. So he builds a
Hmm.
costume for himself to overcome his physical disability. Well, at the beginning of the story, he is killed. So I guess the story is the ramifications of what comes of that. So I've got this on my to read list. This trade covers the first 9 issues of the series. I don't know if that was the complete run or if that's just what has been printed so far, but I'm either going to order this or I may. Quick digression, I guess. There is now a new online service. I think we talked about it briefly, maybe the last podcast, called Neon Ichiban.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, if you, at least as of today, if you go and create an account, they have a bunch of comics. And when I say a bunch, it's like 15, 20 of them. And I think most of them were Rick and Morty that you can select for free. So it's like I was able to, on that Neon Ichiban, get, there was a comic book from Oni Press called, I think it was called Dwellings. And there was another one of the EC horror, the new EC horror books, like Cruel Universe or something, #1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was able to pick those up digitally for free to check out from Neon Ichiban. So you
Oh.
might, if you haven't already, jump on. And if you can't find where you can potentially read for free, I think if you create an account, they'll send you a get started link. And I think it has and I think I could have selected more of those. Like I said, a lot of them were Rick and Morty, and some of them were things I wasn't interested
Yeah.
in, so I didn't bother. But I may go back and grab a few more of them just in case. But if you want to, I know Somna, which is that bad idea. No, it's a distillery book.
Yeah.
I thought that one.
I think
did
I
not,
bought a couple of the. I bought the
Okay.
first issue of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was one of them. There's a bunch of Ashcan books, which are really just like the shorter trial books, but still,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I don't think they have an app. I think it's all web based. So your mileage may vary on that, but this may be the book I purchase on that service to try it out, like for real.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. So Tin Can Society, I remember enjoying the first issue, and I'm gonna probably try the rest of the story.
Well, I had this marked down as well,
Oh,
and
okay.
I second your thoughts. I would probably, I mean, for it collecting the first 9 issues, that's like 250 pages for 20
Yeah.
bucks, and I mean, I I wouldn't. I don't think I'd like to sit in front of a computer or read a web-based, especially
No.
if it's an up-scrolling deal.
It's
Um,
it, it's you can go left to right.
yeah.
I played around with it a little on my phone, and you can go left to right, and it does the panel stuff.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
will do the panels in the web browser. So yeah,
Well, it gets
it's
good. It gets
yeah.
good. Reviews from contemporaries. It
Hmm.
says one of them says the praise is one of the most honest, human, heartbreaking superhero stories I've ever read.
Yeah, but
So,
that's from Taika
yeah.
Waititi, and he ruined Marvel, so his opinion doesn't count.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
So his testimonial doesn't do us any
no,
good. Okay.
no, yeah, he's the one responsible for Thor Ragnarok, and
Oh, that's
yeah,
right. Yeah.
I think he
Okay.
did Love and Thunder, and it's like, yeah, this no.
Okay. All right. My ignorance ruins it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm on the same page as you.
Okay,
Not literally. Yeah.
314. That was it. 352 is where I'm at next.
I'm at 346 under Mad Cave. Or
Okay.
is this the art? Yeah. It is Astro Quantum #1, and I would be on 345. It's a sci-fi story, and I can't tell you much more about it except I liked the art in the art preview, and it's just I don't know if it's an ongoing or a mini series, but cast out to die in the toxic world of Maku, young Ishmael finds an unlikely ally in the sharp-tongued Selimuite exile Kui Keg. Boy, they're gonna throw me off with these. These are Flash Gordon names here.
Well,
Um,
I think this is a reference because Ishmael is from
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick. Yeah, it isn't Queequeg from.
Oh, dude, that's the Native American that's on the ship with uh, the captain.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah. So they're apparently tying the names into Moby Dick. So
yes. Okay, now it's even more reason for me to get it. Okay, because I read, I should say I listened to it on
okay,
audio, and man, it's a good book. But let me tell you, you got to be dedicated because there's a
okay.
lot of a lot of self-contemplation in that book. But anyway, I thought the art it caught my eye. I haven't read a good sci-fi book in a while, so
So what will be his white whale is going to be the question.
that's good. Yeah, exactly.
I'm still on 352.
I'm 363, so go ahead.
Okay, so this is actually a recommendation from Michael Cathro. He also, by the way, suggested Thundar the Barbarian. I meant to mention that then. But he mentioned the third issue here of Circus Maximus from Mad Cave. So the crew has pulled off the greatest heist in the ancient world, robbing the empire of Rome's treasury beneath the Temple of Saturn. So we have a heist book set in ancient Rome. So this is the third issue of I'm not sure how long this series actually runs, but that is Circus Maximus from Mad Cave.
I have read an inordinate amount of Rome-based books in the last few years, it seems. So I might as well add this series to it. So I'm
At this
flagging
point, you
it.
probably should wait for the trade since they're
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
soliciting
I'm
a
not gonna,
third.
yeah, I'm not gonna try to like back, but it's under Mad Cave, and they do pretty good with. So I need to write this down. Circus, and everybody hates Nero, so
He's like one of those guys, one of the universal guys that you can, like what we talked about on our clan episode, that you can pick on, and
yeah,
generally Nero is safe to
yes,
pick on.
yes, yeah.
Let's see. I'm on three. No, where am I at? I think I'm maybe at 440 now.
Oh my, I'm on 363, and I wrote it down because I looked at the first page. I looked at the solicitation. I don't know the creators, but it's called Mary Shelley, and it's sort of an autobiography or a biography in graphic novel format. But it's in black and white, which I'm not the. Oh no, it's full color, but it's just the preview pages are in black and white.
Black and
But
white
it's
and red. Well, that may be the full color is the
oh,
red.
could be, yeah, ooh, yeah. The art looks. It may acquire some taste. It's
It looks
different.
cartoony to me, is
Yeah,
I
it's
would
very
describe
cartoony, but I've liked some books that if the story's good and the art tells a good story visually, I'm okay with the style being kind of different. So the reason, I mean, Mary Shelley I always found that she's the author of Frankenstein, and the story I remember going when I was in the UK. I went to the city of Bath, and on our little bus tour, my wife was with me for that particular little trip, and the tour guide pointed out in this little square an apartment where she sat and wrote the Frankenstein novel. So anyway, it's just I like history. I like English history, and I like the Frankenstein novel too. I've read it, so I think I would like to check this out.
Side note: Have you watched the Frankenstein movie on Netflix? The new
I
one
have
with Oscar
not.
Isaacs. Okay, I haven't either. I was just asking. So
My TV watching is so far behind. I don't even. But that's a good. You and I need to talk about that, and I'll write it down so I can put it on my
well,
list.
I haven't watched it yet either. So
Okay. All right. That's all I got until 2000 AD.
oh wow, okay. So 366. What page is 2000 AD on?
Oh, way up on 487.
Okay, so I got a couple then. So I'm just gonna throw out 366. We got the first trade, or we got the trade for Vanishing Point. This is that Mark Russell sci-fi series from Mad Cave. I have all the individual issues. I've not read a single one of them yet. I'm gonna wait and sit down and read it all together. But if you are a wait for the trade on the Vanishing Point series, it is now being solicited. Then on 440 from Oni Press, we have Spirit of the Shadows #1. So this is not for sure. It's a limited series, but they don't say how many issues that I can see. And I'm mainly mentioning this for the art. It is very pop artish, and it looks like if Mike Allred and Jack Kirby were to get together and draw a book, what it might look like.
What page is that on, Scott?
So that's on 440 from Oni Press.
Oh.
It is written by Nick Cagnetti and Daniel Ziegler, and with art by Nick Cagnetti. Yeah. So he is the offspring of Kirby and Allred, apparently.
Yeah. Sure enough.
So yeah, I can't decide if this is something that I would want to read or not. But man, the visuals are very in your face. It's almost like you need a black light to
Yeah, a lot
read
of
this.
psychedelic colors in there.
hmm
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna think real close about that. So that again is the
Okay.
Spirit of the Shadows. Okay, I have in my notes 1 of 5. So they
Yeah.
must have said that someplace. Oh, up at the very top, Spirit of the Shadows, number 1 of 5. So
Okay.
all right. So what did Nick Cagnetti also do? Pink Lemonade and Xeno. So I'm not familiar with either of those
Yeah.
titles.
Me either.
Then 476. What'd you say page you say you were at? Oh, you're at 2000 AD. So
But 487, so not too far after.
okay, so 476. This is from Prana Publishers, which is actually SourcePoint Press.
Oh yeah.
London After Midnight. So apparently, there was an early Lon Chaney film. I guess that's the title of the film, London After Midnight, that was lost in the 60s as part of a vault fire. So apparently, I'm going to say the estate of Lon Chaney, which includes Ron Chaney and then Dirk Manning, who's a name that I have heard, but I couldn't tell you anything about, have adapted from the screenplay this Lon Chaney story. Now, it again, it's a murder mystery type. I would describe the artwork as very similar to the Mary Shelley, as being fairly cartoony, though I think this is not quite as cartoony as the Mary Shelley, but it's not. It doesn't have a whole lot more, you know, background drawings than the Mary Shelley book. It's more of a grayscale. So as far as coloring goes, so I don't know. I'm torn on this one. It kind of, if you're a Universal Monsters fan, there's that Lon Chaney connection, which would attract a lot of people. It's 156 pages, soft cover, $25. So I've got on my list. We'll see what happens when I actually go and place my order. But I'm kind of interested that history about the story.
Yeah, I think the art looks a little cleaner than the Mary Shelley. It's not
Mm,
as sort of scribbly,
right.
but
Let's see. Then I didn't put a page number down. Okay, I gotta do a quick search here. Oh, we can't search for words,
nope.
so I'll just have to go until okay, here it is. It's on page 493. I've already mentioned it once, but I'm going to mention it again. The future this is issue number 9 from Rekka Comics. This is when I get my when I get my shipping in. As long as I remember to order it, this is the first book that comes out of the box. But guess what? I forgot to order issue number 5, which should have been in my last shipment.
Oh
So I had
no.
to go. I had to go to my comic shop and order issue number 5. So it will hopefully be here tomorrow or Wednesday, or Wednesday or Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday as we are recording. So yeah, this is. I'm enjoying this one, and once again, they have a deal where if you want to order bulk, you can get retailers can get 10 issues for $10, and usually that means that you can probably buy the issues for a couple of bucks, even though the retail is 404 for the
Yeah.
error message.
Yes.
Then I'm at 514.
Well, going back just a tad to 47, I don't often see anything in the 2000 AD section of the catalog, but this one, if you're interested in reading a little bit about some aviation war stories, then Johnny Red, A Couple of Heroes, is the latest story uh, in that genre. It's written by Garth Ennis, who writes a ton of war stories and or military stories. And I thought that the art looked pretty good. I once in a while I do like to read one of those. I think maybe what helped is that I just recently read uh, golly, not Balloon Buster, but the other the other the German aviator from World War One.
Red Baron.
No, not that. No, I started to say Red Baron, but it's the other one from DC. But anyway, I've read a couple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were meant like actual.
No, no, it's a comic character,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
can I think of a yeah?
The
I can think of
Eagle
Balloon.
one. Eagle.
No, no.
No, no.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, Okay, people that actually listen, send us an email and
Yeah.
and shame us to death over this
Yeah.
because
Well, we'll
I should
figure it
know
out
this.
before
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So.
Uh, while you're looking that up, yeah, that's all I have till. Oh my gosh, I got to 5:47. So hopefully you have something else.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm still looking up the World War One. Okay, you said Balloon Buster, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then let's see. Oh, why is it talking about Booster Gold? We don't need. Man, where is why? Enemy Ace.
Enemy Ace.
There we go. Okay, Enemy
Yes.
Ace.
Good
All
grief.
right.
That's just terrible.
Well, wasn't there an Eagle one too?
There was there was oh no, I don't know about an aviator. No, there was like
Okay.
some story in a there was a series that came out a couple years ago that had something Eagle. It was a war story by Ennis,
Okay.
but I don't remember exactly.
All right, so I'm on. This is actually my last thing in next phase. It's on 514. This is from Titan. So this is just. It's. I'm not probably not ordering this, but I like this artwork. So this is Escape from Skull Island. This is another King Kong series, and the A cover has artwork by Maria Wolf. I got to meet her last year and get a
Oh
sketch
yeah,
from
that's
her.
right.
So that was so I dig this cover. I think she's a pretty good talent. So throwing that out there. And fans of King Kong, you got another series that you can pick up. She does not do the interiors, just the A cover.
So if you had to pick between, I do this once in a while, like Pepsi or
Okay.
Coke or this and that. King Kong or Godzilla, a story that you would rather read about.
Ooh. Um. At this point, I'm going to go Godzilla because I did watch Godzilla minus one, and I actually enjoyed that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would go Godzilla
Hmm.
at this point, but I think that's one of those that would potentially change over time.
Yeah.
Whatever I had the most recent positive experience with would be the one that I
Okay.
would choose.
Okay. It'd be King Kong for me, always and
Okay,
forever.
always King Kong.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching as a kid watching King Kong the 30s version,
hmm
and one of the scenes where he actually takes that T-Rex and breaks its jaw off. I mean, or
hmm
that scene is one of the like top 10 scenes that, not that it was a great scene, but it just sticks in my head. So
Well, it's like things like Black Star, which were terrible as a child. They stick in your brain as being really, really good until you return to
yeah,
them much later. But
yeah, yeah, very true.
but sometimes it stays. Sometimes it works, like
Yeah,
Thundar the Barbarian. So I
I'm at
gotta check it.
547,
Okay, I think. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
and it's my last as well. It's Back Issue Magazine number 166 from Tomorrow's, and it is a sort of a teammates, friends, sidekicks, significant others type uh, issue with, is of course the headliners are Superman and Lois Lane, but you also have Love and Rockets, Maggie and Hopi, and Batman and Alfred, and Milk and Cheese. Don't know anything about that.
Oh well, don't let Dan Brown hear you say that.
Oh, really? Milk and
Yeah.
Cheese? Yeah.
hmm
Well, yeah, yeah. So I've been buying pretty consistently back issues and alter egos lately. So it's, my gosh, do you know how heavy they are in a box? I've got a magazine sized box. They pound. I mean, it's paper, but it's heavier paper.
hmm
Clearly. Oh my gosh. But and
Yeah,
I'm
I did just get the Dave Stevens,
oh, you did.
the comic book creator, Dave Stevens. I
Yeah.
haven't read it yet,
Yeah.
but just flipping through, and I read like a couple of the blurbs under some of the pictures. I didn't know that Stevens inked Jack Kirby. It's just like
Oh.
there is so much that you can learn from these
Oh, I
things if
know.
you're into
Yeah.
the history. It's just like they are just so dense with information. It's
Yeah. It's how do you
wild.
retain all that, and how do,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and you want to talk about it
Mhm.
so you can remember it longer, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, and there's probably a couple of things like I guess maybe I'd forgotten that he was married to Brink Stevens. She was like the scream queen from like one of the scream queens from the '80s and stuff
Oh,
like
you're
that.
kidding.
So yeah, so there's like a little things like they were forgotten or learned about. It's just like, yeah, that all of the Tomorrow stuff is just so good.
Wow.
I'm not a Lego guy, and it's like I look at those Lego magazines every single month. It's like, oh, that would be so cool. That brick journal or whatever it is, yeah.
Right, right. And it's just a good company too,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Okay, so are you finished with next phase?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, all right. So somebody didn't go through panels, so
I
we'll
I
go through.
have I have as we've been going along here. So it may not be in like perfect numeric order, but unless I try to jump around, but I can try to do that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'm on page in the panels. I'm on page 11 in the
I'm on
panels
page
catalog.
6.
Ooh, all right. You go right ahead.
So how about that? So from Boom Studios, we have Alice Forever After #1, and this is from Dan Panosian and illustrated by Giorgio Spalletta. Now, I read the entire series of The Last Boy, which was sort of like what happened with Peter Pan and Wendy. Wendy grows up and she has. It's sort of like what's the story after that, and this I think might be along the same lines. So I'm definitely getting this. I enjoyed that Last Boy very much, and it's just kind of like when a story ends, what's happens then? I mean, what happens to him? So yeah, this is Alice in Wonderland. After years later, when she becomes an adult.
I'm still on 11.
Oh goodness, let's see here. It's got to be under Boom. Um, I'm reading. Oh yeah, it's actually on page 13. So you go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So page 11. This is a new series from Ignition Press called Bloodland. I'm not familiar with the creators. B. Clay Moore, illustrated by Mac Chater. But I guess the premise is basically what if all the political power were actually vampires?
Mm,
So it's a 12 issue political horror series from Ignition Press. And if you haven't noticed, Ignition Press tends to lean into the horror style books, it seems like. So,
yeah.
all right. You said 13?
Yeah, this is another one of those where I just am reiterating that I enjoy a book. It's that Be Not Afraid from Boom, script by Jude Ellison S. Doyle, pretty established author. I didn't know this necessarily, but it's the art that really got me though by Lissandro Esterin. It is disorienting and scary, and it's basically a Rosemary's Baby type story, but very unsettling enough to make me like, wow. I mean, that first issue, and it's not every issue's been great. This is issue 5. I'm assuming it's probably coming to a close pretty soon, but it was worth another mention that if you want something that's creepy, scary, whatever in that vein, pick up Be Not Afraid. I'm not until 23 now.
All right, so page 13, we have the final issue of The Expanse, A Little Death. So, for fans of The Expanse TV series, this is more directly tied to the TV show than it is to the books. This was co written by Wes Chatham, who played Amos in the series. So, I have this kick-started, but I think I'm still picking up the individual issues as well,
Hmm.
the regular covers. So, yeah, so it's a 4 issue series. This is the final issue of that Expanse series. What page you say you were on?
23.
Oh, I'm there too, but I'll let you go ahead.
Oh, well. It's Night City. Is that the one you were looking at?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's I should have known you would have had this because it's written by Matt Kent,
Yep.
and it's one of our go-to writers.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Lapham does the art, and it's a legendary hero is caught between two worlds, and by day soars as a symbol of hope, but the moment he falls asleep, he enters a universe devoid of heroes and leads a mundane life. So almost literally leading two lives. So it's a 3 issue series. It doesn't. I tell you, I just got done reading a book by Matt Kent called Hairball,
Uh-huh.
and it's like he's quickly becoming one of my favorite writers, not just because he's from St. Louis. He's
Yeah.
Hairball was wild, and uh, it'll be featured someday in the not so distant future
Oh,
on the
okay.
Road Show too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just read he had a story that he wrote with his mother called Guilt Frame. Actually, hold that book up right
Okay,
there. And I just read that. I'm keeping it here for whenever we get around to do another or what we've been reading.
okay,
But it's like his like the characters are so like interesting and all of his stuff. So I'm expecting this to be pretty interesting. I also just read the first issue of Save Now, which was a bad idea book, but it was not what I was expecting.
in a good or bad
So
way.
um, it ended up being okay, but it was weird in that. Okay, so the premise behind Save Now is this guy has a superpower that he can go back in time.
Hmm.
But the problem is that if he goes back, he has to age through it. So like let's if he is 29 on January 1st of 2025 and he goes back in time to January 1st of 2024, then when he gets back to January 1st of 2025, he's now going to be 30 instead
Hmm.
of being 29 again.
Hmm.
And like he has these things where he's part of a superhero team and he basically sits back and coordinates and tells them what to do. Well, nobody else has any memory of what's happened except for him. So, like, he has these battles where, to the heroes, like the battle lasted like 15 minutes, but he has gone back and forth in time for hours. So it's like he's aging at a much faster rate because of the
Hmm.
save now, and the basic premise of it is like he says he's done with doing it. So so what's going to happen next? So
Yeah, that's cool. I
yeah,
like
so
it.
it's like I said, I wasn't expecting the whole superhero connection because Matt
Yeah,
Kent doesn't do a lot of superhero. I mean, he's written superhero for, I mean, gosh, he's written Justice League and he's written,
yeah,
uh, you know, some Valiant titles. But yeah, I wasn't expecting the superhero stuff. So,
yeah.
and then the other thing about this is at one time, Matt Kent had an imprint with Dark Horse called Flux House, and this does not mention Flux House anyplace. So I don't know if that imprint has gone away and he's moved on to something else. Not sure
Well,
what the deal is there.
that's what this hairball is under Flux House
Okay,
through Dark
yeah.
Horse.
So,
Yeah, but
hmm
it came out in 2023. So
yeah. Okay, I'm on to Marvel, I think, which is for me is going to be page 44.
yeah, and for me it's 49. So 44 it is.
Okay, did I go too far? Oh, going to back up real quick here to another suggestion from Michael Cathro. So this is the last one that he suggests is No Place from Ignition Press. This is on page 40. So written by Tim Seeley, illustrated by Stefano Simeone. No Place, that's N period O period. Director Dorothy Gale is a caring leader, and she did warn them there would be primates, but Marion and Alan could never have prepared for this fight for their lives against the swimming monkeys in the sewer system. Okay, so that sounds a little bit out there, but I guess it has something to do with like a Cthulhu style Lovecraftian story, which a lot of people do that. And again, it's Ignition Press, so we kind of talked about how a lot of their stuff is horror related, like the Bloodlands was. So this is another book that fits right into that line. So
But it's
this.
clearly a Wizard of Oz based story. You got Dorothy Gale as the director,
Oh, okay. And the monkeys and the
and then
Wicked
you've got the
Witch. Okay.
monkeys and the Wicked Witch of the Deep.
Lovecraft and the Land of Oz collide
Oh,
in the
there it is. Yeah,
continuation. It's
yeah,
so they lean into it. So
yeah.
all right, now page 44. So I'm just mentioning this one for the cover. This is Avengers issue number 34, which is also the 800th issue of the series if you go back to the legacy numbering. But it also has a wraparound cover, so it's one of
Yeah.
those where it's crammed pack with lots and lots of heroes.
Yep.
So
I,
sometimes those are cool. I kind of dig those. I bought all of the History of the DC Universe books that had the legacy variants
Mm-hmm.
that just have, there has to be like 100 characters on every single one of those covers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I did look pretty closely at those. It was like two different. It's like a wraparound. So yeah, you
hmm
get a lot to look at.
yeah. Let's see. That I'm on. Did you say you're on 49?
Yes, I'm on
Okay, I'm on
49.
49 as well. So go right ahead.
I got. I mean, I got two things on 49, so one's got to be yours. So I'll just
Okay.
you pick yours. You go
Okay,
first.
you
All right.
go Inglorious X Force, and I'll talk about
Okay.
Iron Man.
I'm only kind of like trolling Inglorious X Force because I'm like, come on,
Mhm.
have we not really exhausted interesting adjectives by now? It's X Force is like my least favorite X team anyway. So yeah, I just Tim Seeley, sure, he's a pretty good writer, and I think he was the writer on that previous book you just
He
mentioned.
was,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So he's getting
yeah,
a lot of mentions this month.
yeah. But no, not for me. But I'm just making fun of the title.
Well, who's the director that did like Kill Bill and
Oh,
all of those movies?
Tarantino did
Tarantino.
Inglorious
Yeah,
Bastards. Yeah.
I assume that this is a playoff of that, is what
Yes,
I
of
am
course.
assuming.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Also on the same page, Iron Man #1, written by Joshua Williamson, who I remember from a pretty good run on The Flash at the start of Rebirth.
Mhm.
So it sounds to me like they're taking Iron Man back to his espionage, like corporate espionage type of a character,
Yeah.
which that's to me some of the more interesting Iron Man stories. Plus, it's
Yeah.
got Madame Mask in it, so I am probably going to, if I don't pick this up in individual issues, I will at least start reading this on the app. So definitely we'll be picking up or reading the new Iron Man book.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it caught me out of all the number ones that we see every month
hmm
in the big two. This one made me think, you know what? Maybe this is just like the Ryan North Fantastic Four, even though it was a unnecessary number one. I'm really
hmm
enjoying Ryan North's writing.
Yes.
But Joshua Williamson, he's proven himself over and over again. He's done a lot of DC, and this is one. He's also done some Marvel stuff before, but it's maybe been a while. But I'm willing to give this a shot too. I don't know much about Carnero as the illustrator, but it's worth picking up the first issue, I think.
Yeah, we don't have any preview art pages, at least as far as I can tell, and I don't know if he did the cover. No, cover is Ryan Stegman. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
Old reliable.
I'm definitely gonna try it. If not physical, I'm definitely gonna read it digital. So,
Yeah.
next page, page 50, we have Luna Snow World Tour. So, Luna Snow was one of those characters that was introduced several years ago when we had the Asian influx of characters.
Mm-hmm.
They introduced Luna Snow and Arrow, and oh goodness gracious, there are some others, and I'm trying to remember who they were. There was a girl who had like a bear. What was her name? Anyway, there were several of them that were
I
introduced.
mean, it was sort of about the same time that DC came out with like the Justice League of China. It
hmm
had all these different Asian
Yeah.
heroes. Yeah, I remember that being. This is a K-pop star, so
Yeah,
that's
well, yeah. In the comics, she is a K-pop. She's not. This is not a real
right,
person. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So in the comics, she's a K-pop star,
yeah.
but the character has actually gotten some popularity because she is one of the characters in Marvel Rivals and also a card in Marvel Snap. So, which is the card game, and Rivals is the first-person shooter style game. So that's also increased this character's popularity a little bit. So thus, we're seeing a little bit more of some of these characters that have, like Jeff the Land Shark, the baby Land Shark.
Mm-hmm.
He once he hit Marvel Rivals, all of a sudden West Coast Avengers #7 just skyrocketed in value.
Mm.
I mean, that's an ungraded copy is like $150 now.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. Let's see. I am to 55.
Go ahead. I'm
All
done.
right. Oh, you're done with Marvel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good. So I just wanted to. Let's see. Why do I have 55? Oh, actually, it's 56. No, it's 55. I just didn't scroll far enough. So we have Psi-Dimensional Rivals. Now, it says it's written by Peach Momoko here, but I think in the Marvel catalog it's like Peach Momoko and others. but it says it takes the title character through a multi-universal spectacle. And I was looking at this cover, and it's like, okay, that's supposed to be a new character. Then I finally realized that the Psy is not the giant character, but Psy is the smaller character between the hands of the larger character. And that's actually Psylocke of the X-Men. So this is an X-Men book featuring Psylocke.
What the heck?
Yeah, so it was just it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop there.
I would not have even picked that up by even zooming in on that image that was Psylocke.
Yeah, so that is, well, the red bandana helps a little bit in the costume. If you look at the Marvel catalog, it's a little bit clearer. Because it's a different art in the Marvel catalog.
And the spelling of Psy is more of the S-A-I, like the Japanese spelling.
As opposed to P-S-Y.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, I believe that is Psylocke. Then also on the same page, so spoiler, if you don't want to be spoiled about Sorcerer Supreme #2, skip 30 seconds. Pausing. Okay. So it has been announced that Scarlet Witch is the new Sorcerer Supreme, as Doctor Strange stayed in Asgard. I think that was one of the... I can't remember who I said my #1 was or who I thought was most
I think
likely.
You and I, we did discuss it. I think Scarlet Witch had to be a contender.
Was definitely in the top 3. So anyway, just throwing that out there. Okay, hopefully that was less than 30 seconds, so anybody who skipped didn't get spoiled if they didn't want to be spoiled. Then I'm on page 80, which is in the graphic novels section.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay. So they have Elseworlds Batman Omnibus, and there's several DC trades in here. I don't remember seeing DC trades in the panels catalog before. Do you?
Nope.
Okay, that doesn't mean that they weren't there, but I guess DC's agreement with Lunar is not exclusive, so I think all the new books have to go to Lunar, but I guess they have an option on the trades to sell them through Penguin Random House. So I just didn't remember seeing that before. I was just throwing that out there.
Cool.
And then I'm on my actual last thing is on page 105.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the next. Well, I said 105. Okay, it's actually 107. We have the, I believe this is the 6th volume of the Micronauts Epic Collection. Now this says series finale, which would be the end of the first Micronauts run before they get into the 2nd volume of Micronauts. So this would be the final volume of the first run. The 2nd run didn't last 59 issues like the first run did. So if you were waiting for the soft covers on the Micronauts stuff, then here is your chance.
I remember coming across a bunch of Micronauts at a really good price, thinking I was getting something, and it turned out to be the 2nd volume.
Well, that's okay. How good of a price? I know I could reimburse you for them if it's a super good price. Just to add to my 3 or 4 long boxes of Micronauts that I already have. You got anything else?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow. All right. So we wrapped that up. I think, do you have anything, let's start with that you're looking forward to particularly out of the catalog?
I am looking forward to that Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia series. And even though I only talked about issue 2 this month, I'm talking about the entire series. So I definitely want to see Gabriel Hardiman's story there with those 3 characters.
Well, you can probably guess what my choice is going to be. So that's going to be Thundar the Barbarian, issue number 1 from Dynamite. Yep. I will avoid picking up all the extra covers on that, just because with Dynamite, that is an impossible task as far as I'm concerned. So that's one of those cases where if they just had 2 or 3 covers, would I have bought them all? 100%. Now that I know there's no way to get them all, I'm not even going to try. I'll just get my 1 and just be happy with it.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that. Whether or not it gets read before the future is, I don't know. But at least it's a new title that I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like I have anything that I would say would be a good investment pick. I'm kind of going through my list again. Do you have anything that you think somebody should buy for the for the potential flipping down the road.
I mean, unfortunately, it seems like all the new characters I see in DC are in the Absolute universe, and or in this sort of sidebar Superman, book called Superman Unlimited. There's that new prankster. So I guess if I had to pick something to be the new prankster book, I mean, maybe that'll just knock the socks off the market and be featured in the next Superman movie.
I'm probably gonna go pick this up. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or not. The question is if I order more than one copy of it. But just that whole London After Midnight thing with the Universal, with the Lon Chaney Universal tie-ins, that's probably something I'm not picking. That wouldn't be because it got super popular, but maybe it was just a lower number of copies that were printed and kind of flew under the radar just a little bit. That's something that maybe down the road somebody could get a little, somebody might even be willing to pay, cover price for.
Right.
And then typically when you pre-order, you get the discount on it. So you may not. I don't think you're going to make any big bucks on it, but you might be able to come close to doubling your money on that in a short time frame if you find the right buyer. So but beyond that, it's like I mean, we could talk about Night City from Matt Kent.
I thought about that too.
That's what was that had a little superhero feel to it, so it just kind of feels a little regular. So I'll just nothing I would absolutely say this is the one to get as far as an investment. So. Okay. All right, Mike. Well, what's coming up on episode 223 of the
we have our next iteration of the first 5, and it's going to be Jonah Hex, first 5 appearances, and also an original graphic novel based on an audiobook series called Dead Acre Black Badge.
Written by, or adapted at least by, Colin Bunn.
That's right. Scripted, yep.
So, and Mike, anything happening on the road show?
Just the aforementioned mention that I'm working on kind of putting things together on Conan the Barbarian #1, and have Stephen Orr of the Stephen R. Else podcast network has joined me as the co-host, and he's got his own Conan. It's called Hither Came Conan podcast. So he's a pretty knowledgeable guy when it comes to that character, and it was a really enjoyable conversation. So I think it'll be a fun one. The comic shop was down in Dothan, Alabama. Not a big town, but big enough to have a couple comic shops. So
I think Dothan is where like all the people go to buy carpet, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, we have my line of work, I've got a place to go to that's about 30 miles from Dothan, so I stay there once in a while, and it's the place I go is in Florida, but Dothan's right on the Florida-Alabama line.
Okay, I may be thinking of something else, but
that sounds right though. Alabama for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So is it the Marvel Conan the Barbarian #1, or is there a different Conan the Barbarian?
It's the Marvel. It's the very first. Yeah, the Barry Windsor Smith and Roy Thomas. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, you can reach out to us at podcast@bergcomics.com or send us a message on the Campus Comics Cast Facebook page. But Mike, if somebody wanted to reach out to you some other way, how might they do that?
My email is mike@comicshoproadshow.com. And to be honest, I think we get the most frequent communication on our Campus Comics Cast Facebook page.
And I'm Scott Reed. You can find me at bergcomics.com, BURG comics.com. And I did recently update my list of comic books that feature volleyball. So Michael Cathros, reminded me to just search for volleyball on comics.org, which most of them I think I had. There's a few oddities that I haven't gone through and pulled out yet. But I was flipping through a comic book the other day. It was Strong Guy Reborn, and just happened to be in one of the panels in the background. It's almost even just almost like stick figure art of them playing volleyball in the background. So I had to add that to the collection and put that up on the list. So
you're a prisoner of your own compulsions.
That's right. So all right. Well, we'll be back soon with the next episode of the Campus Comics Cast.
wrote down Iron Man #1, but I probably wasn't going to get it until you mentioned that. So I think I will get it now if it's that that corporate espionage type stuff. Yeah, I mean Robert Downey Jr. just kind of ruined that character for me. I can't separate the actor from the comic.